Good morning, Pamplona. Day 4 on the Camino de Santiago begins as the last day ended, with rain. My first walk takes me to the citadel. I don't see any pilgrims yet, but they can't last much longer, because today I'm off to a beautiful spot on the Camino, the Alto del Perdón. It's a viewing platform. I am already excited. Greetings to God, dear fellow pilgrims. Yes, this is the albergue. I'm leaving it right now. There they have really come up with something. Now the pilgrims are really safe from day thieves. Look, there are, for example, the toilets. And I'm about to leave Pamplona. It rains. Now comes the poncho to use. Goodbye, dear ones. See you soon.
So, dann gehabt euch wohl, ihr Lieben. Bis denn.
Good morning, day 4 on the Camino de Santiago. I'm leaving Pamplona behind. I want to share with you a few more impressions from yesterday. It was very funny. Sorry, the camera is a little bit shaky. It's a selfie stick, no gimbal. At some point along the way, 2 people walked quickly past me. They had a goose step with walking sticks. All I could think was, yeah, these 2 dudes have a plan for the day. They know what they are doing. Half an hour later, I passed the meadow. These 2 people were taking a break, but a break is relative. They had taken everything off, were standing in the middle of the meadow and were doing jumping jacks. I had to laugh, But maybe they are laughing at me as much as I am laughing at them. That's how it is. It takes a bit to get out of Pamplona. This time I thought to myself, I just go to a cafe and have a coffee and a crispy croissant. It's fascinating. It's Sunday morning, it's early, many cafes are full, bustling. What's wrong with these people? They wake up in the morning and the first thing they think about is, I'll drink a coffee. Then they put on their pants and go outside. But I thought, that was nice too. It shows that everyone here loves socializing. Today, it's over 20 kilometers to Puente la Reina. I plan to make a small detour just before the end, to a small church, Santa Maria de Oanate. Will I have enough energy for it? Let's see. First, now let's enjoy the white-green country behind Pamplona. Well, who are you, huh?
Bist denn du?
My silent companion.
Mein stiller Begleiter.
Silent? Like a hornet? But who cares?
Guten Morgen, Jungs. Papas Abend.
Good morning, boys. Dad's adventure continues. Today we have a slight climb up a hill. There are pinwheels and an art installation, sculptures. I'm sure you're wondering why Dad is doing this. Dad is doing this for you, to show you that you can have courage in life. If something goes wrong, if something doesn't work out, you can still find a way. You always find a way to be happy again. Boys, my sons, that's what I want to show you by going on the Camino. It's an adventure that you can go through. There are not only bad days, there are many, many good days.
Es gibt nicht nur schlechte Tage, es gibt viele gute Tage.
In the next small town there was a small shop. I took my second breakfast and rested a bit at the church. Just one more short stretch, then I'm on the Alto del Perdón. Here it is nice to stay for a while. I just sat there for several minutes and let my gaze wander into the distance. But up here is also a point to meet friends. It wasn't long before I ran into Mike again, one of the Americans from Sibiri, and we took a photo. And looking at all the photos today, I recognize many pilgrims that I will get to know over the next few days. Here, for example, two wonderful ladies from Australia, daughter and mom, walking this way together. I met them shortly after Pamplona on the way. And who is this? Well, this friendly Welshman will enrich my path in an unexpected way. At this point, we don't even know each other. Now it is time to move on. I still want to go to the little church, and I need time for it. Going downhill is no longer a pleasant thing for us all, as going uphill. Normally only the feet hurt, but going downhill the rest of the leg hurts, especially the knees. At this point I realize it's a good thing I bought a walking stick. Right here, by the way, I have a magical Camino encounter. Again, one of these moments. More about it in today's recap, at the end of the video. Hey my sons, I'm fine. Let me show you where I am right now. Here is a rest area with a statue. I'm taking a break right now. I'm going to a church. It's further to the left. And after that I'm almost at my destination. It's still about 1.5 hours. And then I get back to you. Here begins the small detour of about an hour, which I want to take because I want to visit this small church of which I have learned again and again in books and films about the Camino. The 8-cornered building in a Romanesque style dates from the 12th century and was renovated a few decades ago. It is also special that this church is detached from a community, simply standing in the open field. Unfortunately, the doors were locked. So I made myself comfortable on the meadow nearby. During excavations, they also found graves, and many of them were scallop shells. It seems that many pilgrims were buried here. Although the Camino is very safe today, it was not always like this. Many pilgrims have died, and as I see from time to time on small crosses and monuments along the way, even today, pilgrims die along the way. It is a path that is connected with our thoughts of God and of the spiritual world. And death is also a part of it. It makes you think, and it deepens the journey. I can imagine, should I reach an old age at some point, that I say, well folks, it's been a nice life, but I'm going back on the Camino now. Take care. But there's still time until then, and it always means, enjoy your life until the very last breath. Period. Breath? Oh yes, I'm really I'm really learning to breathe on the Camino. This little church is a special place. Somehow I feel at home here. The detour was worth it. Later in the albergue, some Spanish guys tell me that they all love this church here in the region. Families and couples come here to picnic. Everyone likes to come here again and again. I hope this is not the last time I see this little church. It's a beautiful moment. So quiet and peaceful. Now we move on. Today's destination is not far. Let's go. It still takes about 1 hour until I arrive at the albergue. And although we have not arranged it, I meet Mike again. It is after Zubiri and Pamplona the third time in a row that we meet without planning it in the evening. By the way, Mike is the one I captured on video on the first day in Saint-Jean without knowing him. In the meantime, we got to know each other better. Actually, I had assumed to be alone for the whole Camino. Well, the Camino had other plans for me, it seems. Besides, there is a cheerful person from Wales in the bed next to me. And what he tells me in the evening will stay with me for a while, but more about this later. I don't know this yet, but what they call the Camino family is starting to come together. Buen Camino. In most albergues it is like this. There's a refrigerator, there's something in it, and you can take it out. Then they trust you to pay for what you take. But there's no control whatsoever. There's no one watching. And there's only one word for it: trust. And this word is becoming more and more a huge part of this way. Hello dear ones, I have arrived in Puente de la Reina. Of course I left Pamplona way too late again. I first had a nice black coffee in a cafe. When I looked through the window, I saw how suddenly all pilgrims passed me. But I caught up with them all again, at least some of them. The first hour was really nice. It was raining a little bit, but as I learned, those are just drops. At some point, I was on the Alto del Perdón. There was a work of art that depicted the silhouette of various pilgrims, even with a donkey among them. The climb was easier than I thought. The weather was good. I want to tell you about two things that happened to me today. During the climb, more and more, the social regulative things that we carry within us fell away from me. This kind of competitive thinking, you know, who is better, who is faster, why do we constantly compare ourselves with others, or why are we compared, why do others always try to impose their system, their plan, their structure on us, and mostly with moral arguments which are not always intelligent. All of this also takes place in our heads. That fell away from me more and more. I became much more relaxed. I was able to take a bit of a bird's eye view. That was on the ascent. I must have spent 3/4 of an hour at the top enjoying the view and taking videos. On the way down, it got really warm, hot. The sun was shining really hard. And it was either the magic of the Camino or the heat. One or the other. At one point, I was again walking completely alone. There was no one. All the pilgrims had passed me. I had an excuse after all. I made videos. Then at one point, a young woman, a girl, came towards me. She wore a bright red top and black pants. Shoulder-long hair, black hair. She came towards me very agile. She took big steps. I thought, okay, this is a 14 or 15-year-old girl walking up the hill here. Wow, that impressed me. Such a young girl and already so fit, with enthusiasm for hiking. You know, hiking is not the priority hobby of teenagers. And as she got closer, her face darkened. I could see the first wrinkles. When she was almost at my height, she slowed down. She went much slower, and I looked into the weather-beaten face of an older woman. That is, she aged 50 years within 10 meters or so. I was standing there like this, and my face went something like this. The lady looked at me and then moved on very quickly. She probably thought of herself that this is another weirdo, a nutcase, a crazy dude on the Camino. I don't know what that meant. In the blink of an eye, I saw the entire journey of a woman's life. I can say this much. Things crystallize here on the Camino. When you set out of a journey, I then thought I would arrive on time at the albergue. But of course, that didn't work out. The detour to the church of Santa Maria Oenata took a little longer than expected. But it's beautiful. It cost me an extra hour, but that's the way it is. I took some videos and well, it was a really beautiful church. I liked it. Then when I moved on, it took me another hour to get to the albergue. Luckily, I had booked it. I had booked a room on this time. And this is a very nice albergue. It is not as high-tech, moderately clean as some others, but rather familiar and cozy. I received a very warm welcome of the owner. One immediately felt a family atmosphere. I don't know most of the pilgrims there yet. I'm now getting to know them little by little. The only one I knew was Mike. I already recognized him by his voice, which I had heard several times before. I'm now going to let the evening end somehow. I'm going to get somehow... I still have to get something to eat right now. So, I took a shower, the laundry has dried, and later on it's time. Then I go to bed. So thank you very much for watching. I say goodbye with a few impressions from Puente la Reina. You're on YouTube right now, aren't you? And while you are on YouTube, leave a like. Subscribe to the channel. Then you will always be informed. And give a thumbs up and activate the bell. It's important, because then you can sleep. You have a peaceful sleep. Trust me. In search of something to eat, I wandered around the city for a while. I was hungry for something simple, so I just stumbled into some bar and asked for a sandwich. The lady behind the counter said, "Sorry dude, we don't have anything to eat here, we only have drinks. You want to drink something?" "Oh, wait a minute. I'll make you something. Sit down." Then the lady quickly rushed to her private rooms and actually she made a sandwich from the things she had in the fridge. It was amazing and it was delicious. I was then sometime in the church nearby and then I fell into my bed. Tomorrow we will go to Estella. But now I need sleep. See you tomorrow. And you know who was by my side the whole time? The mouse. The mouse dashes off at night and tells my boys what Dad has been up to during the day. Then they know that, because they dream of it. And they dream of, someday, experiencing an adventure just like this one. The one their daddy is having right now.